Hello and welcome back to the Don't Press Play podcast. Happy Halloween! It is officially October 30th, but the 31st probably by the time I post this. But yes, it's Halloween, and I thought I would take you down a little trip that I took the other day when I went to the cinema for the first time in so long, and I did a double bill of The Conjuring Last Rites and The Strangers Chapter 2. And honestly, if you know anything about me, you know that I love The Strangers. I love The Strangers franchise, Strangers original, Strangers Pray at Night, just so good. And I defended The Strangers Chapter 1 with my entire chest for the longest amount of time. And if you know anything about me, if you'd have said, well, Alex is going to the cinema and he's watching The Conjuring Last Rites and he's watching The Strangers Chapter 2, which film did he enjoy most? You'd say, oh, obviously it was The Strangers. That was not the case. I literally enjoyed a Conjuring movie, which I hate with my entire body and soul. I enjoyed that more than The Strangers Chapter 2. That's how dog shit The Strangers Chapter 2 is. Let's roll the trailers and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so The Strangers Chapter 2. Good God, what a mess. What a mess. Now, I want to preface this and say that, like, the main actress, Madeline, I think her second name is Pesht. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry. I want to premise by saying this video is not hate towards you. You did the best you could with a dog poo script, and your acting in it is fantastic. And I know that like you really did put like everything into these films, and I know that you like love playing Maya, and I really, really love that, and I respect that. So this isn't about you. You did an amazing job. This is not about you. This is about the fucking idiots that wrote this film, the fucking idiots that made this film, and the fucking studios that meddled with it. Because what the fuck is this about? What is it about? So, The Strangers Chapter 1, I can kind of excuse it being a bit like whatever because, you know, they're trying to reintroduce the strangers to an entire new realm of fans and they're trying to make it fresh and new. So they just remake the original film but give it a bit of a fresh facelift. And it's, you know, it is whatever. It's whatever. And I can excuse that, and I did excuse that. I was like, just let her breathe. It's going to be a fantastic trilogy. Like, it's going to be great. I have been made to look like a liar because The Stranger Chapter 2 was so bad. So it opens on a Halloween 2 kind of vibe where Maya is in the hospital and it's a hospital that's like in the middle of fucking nowhere in this fictional town that they've made up. And she essentially then one of her friends is like, "I've got your private hospital, and the private ambulance is gonna come and take you away, so just wait." And the ambulance is coming, but shock, there's a storm, and then the police in this film obviously did no GDPR training because they're in the fucking diner being like, "Yeah, that murder case that we're working on, well, she survived," you know, because they don't know who the strangers are and they know this has happened before. But, you know, just open your big fat mouth and tell everyone in that diner that Mia survived. So then, shock, the strangers are like, well, we got to go finish the job. So they go to the hospital to try and finish the job. People get killed and Mia has to run for her life out of the hospital. And it's just the most bizarre thing ever. Like, she hallucinates her dead boyfriend next to her, and then she has to get in then so there's no dialogue in this film either. There's probably about 3 sentences in this film because he probably just didn't want to write a script, and you'd think that'd be like like a tension thing or like a, you know, they're doing it for this or for that. No, I just genuinely think they didn't know how to fucking write because there's no dialogue. Mia is on her own, and the strangers don't talk, so there's no way for people to have a conversation. And the characters that do have a conversation, it's just so clunky and messy. And I'm such a hater, but honestly, this was one of the worst films of the year, which I never thought I would fucking say because I love The Strangers. I love The Strangers so much, and this is so insulting. The reason why it's so insulting is because you can just tell that the people that made this film do not understand The Strangers at all. They try and open it with the whole, like, since 2013, all these murders, and it was a random, but that's literally the opposite of what you do in this film. Because then you go and try and give the strangers a backstory, and why do I care? The whole premise of the strangers is because you were home, and in the original strangers, the only way we learn about the strangers is through the music that they play within the songs, within the film, sorry. So, we get Sprout on the Beam, which is literally like a beautiful, like, it's like a romantic dance between, you know, the woman inside and the strangers outside, and it's them taunting her, "Can we come outside?" And you kind of learn possible things about the strangers, about pregnancy, about death, about love, and that's all just from The Sprout and the Bean. And there's other songs, there's the old country song, which is literally like a ballad about the Baghead Man, and, like, it tells you about his life. I think it's like, I don't it's that one. And, it's literally a ballad about the Baghead Man, and you learn about his life, presumably, without them explicitly saying it out loud, because as an audience, it's scarier when we don't know. And that's exactly what The Strangers was about. It wasn't a cheap popcorn flick that you go and just stick on. It's a brutal home invasion movie, and it's fucking horrendous and depressing and sad, and nothing good happens. We don't root for these characters because we know they're gonna die, because it's a home invasion movie, and these people attack them at random, and instead we get this backstory of the strangers, and it's a fucking love triangle between the guy and the 2 girls, and it's so fucking stupid. I don't want to know about them as kids. We Because they're obviously lazy and they had to do reshoots, and they thought, "Well, how else are we gonna fill this feature film? Oh, I know, we'll do reshoots." And the reshoots are the strangers as kids, and it's fucking dog shit. It makes no sense. And we start to see the strangers as kids, and there's a love triangle, and one of them is like a fucking pygmy girl, age 5, and then the whole thing about Is Tamara Home, we learn that it was like a game they used to play in the fucking Wendy house. Are you being serious? Like, the whole premise of The Strangers is like, it's just because they're home. And it's the same. Strangers Prey at Night is a prime example of how the only way to do a fucking sequel to The Strangers, because they actually get the strangers, and it's a little bit more campy, it's a little bit more, popcorn flicky, but it keeps the fucking tone of the music is so important in The Strangers, it really is. Like, the soundtrack is so important. And in, like, even at Prey at Night, it's very 80s, it's very camp. It's set on a trailer park. We still have things like Is Tamara Home and stuff, but it kind of just becomes like their thing, but it doesn't need to be explained. Like, I don't want to know why fucking Freddy Krueger has a razor sharp glove on his hand. He just does. And it's the same with the strangers. They're doing it because they're fucking weirdos, and because you were home and they thought, we'll go and kill you. And that's what the Strangers Pride Night gets so well, because it doesn't try and explain anything. It doesn't try and go deep in the lore. It's just a literal, it's as if it happened on the same night. They drove away from the cabin, they ended up at the trailer park, and they're, oh, there's people here, let's kill them. Like, that is how you do it. And yeah, it gets a bit weird at the end, but like, it's a sequel, it's amped up. This was a reboot. This was a complete reboot, and when this first film came out, they tried to say that it wasn't a reboot and that it was like a spiritual sequel. Bullshit. This is a reboot, and you didn't want to brand it as that because you didn't want to lose the original fans. Well, guess what? You've already done that, because this isn't how you do it. If you were gonna reboot it, and it didn't even need to be rebooted, because The Strangers is literally fucking perfect. I could go on and talk about how perfect that film is for decades. Decades. And if you're gonna remake it, like, whatever, just do what you have to do, but then don't try and say that it's not a remake, and say that in these other films you're gonna try and explain all this stuff when nobody asked for it. Not a single person said, "Oh, I'd really wanna know who Tamar is." I don't need to know. It's just creepy, and that's it. Oh my god, I'm 10 minutes in and I've not even discussed the plot of this awful film. And so Mia is just running around fucking Venus, and then the red herons are so in your face, like, "Oh, it's this person. Oh, it could be this person. Oh, it could be this person." And then it just tells you who they are, like, just out in the open, "Oh, by the way, it's these people." So yeah, we could have guessed that because you literally wouldn't stop fucking banging on about it with your fucking camera angles. So we found out who the strangers are. It's no big shot. It's the people from the fucking diner. And essentially, she goes from A to B this entire film and takes fucking 3 hours to do it. She gets trampled on by a wild fucking hog. Excuse me? A wild hog, and then guess what, guys? There's a flashback, and the strangers are raising baby hogs. I honestly, you'd think I'd fucking smoked crack before watching this film because it sounds like I don't even know what happened because it doesn't sound real. But yeah, the strangers as kids were raising hogs and raised them to attack on command. And they attacked Mia, and she didn't die, and she didn't get a rib broke or anything. She just got trampled on by a pig, which she then beats to death, and they try and be all like, "Oh my god, I'm vegetarian and I just killed something." Girl. Girl. So yeah, and then shock horror, Mia gets picked up in the police van, and then this happens, and then that happens, and then Mia survives again. So it was essentially this film was just a buffer between 1 and 3, so number 2 didn't need to happen, but for some reason, these studios love to announce a fucking trilogy, even though the first one didn't do very well. Why would you do that? Why? And, "Oh, we shot them all at the same time." Well, that's your dumb fucking mistake. Why are you putting all your eggs in one basket? Why not make one, see how it does, and think, "Oh, we really fucked over. Let's just not continue." But no, you fucking greedy, and you sign up to do free films. And also, this is the guy that did Deep Blue Sea, and like Deep Blue Sea is really good. He did Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which I fucking love Nightmare on Elm Street 4. So I honestly thought he would cook here, but he didn't. He really didn't cook. And I'm really sorry to be hateful on someone else's art, but this is just studio cash grab, money, 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 and it's such a fucking bummer because like horror at the minute has been so fucking good. All these original films coming out, like fucking Longlegs, Weapons, The Black Phone 2, like we're getting all these new, fresh things coming out, and then there's these like horror staples that shouldn't even be touched, getting rebooted and remade, and it's just shit. It came out at the complete wrong time as well. Like Halloween and Scream, they've done their thing, they've rebooted the franchise, whatever, and they've done it successfully. I mean, maybe not Halloween because Halloween is now dead again. Um, but not the fucking point, like, at least they stuck to their guns and just fucking admitted that, like, yeah, it's a bit corny, but whatever, and they just, were able to work it out. The Strangers, it doesn't know what it is, and we're on the second film now, and it still doesn't know what it is, and it's just grasping at straws, trying to find out what it is, and it still doesn't know, and the third one, they're just gonna dump at the start of the year, and know for a fact that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dump it in February, same time as Scream comes out, and it's gonna get fucking trampled on, because Scream's gonna be a massive hit, and no one is gonna go and watch The Strangers Chapter 3. Because no one's gonna have seen the first 1 and 2. And the third movie, even though it's the final, is gonna be like, "We need to appeal to people who are gonna come to the cinema and don't actually know what this is." So what you're telling me is you wasted fucking 3 films on fucking nothing. Honestly. Fucking utter bullshit. And I'm so sorry that I've been so negative this entire time, but I feel great now I've got that off my chest. Um, that's honestly all I have to say about The Strangers Chapter 2. I had nothing nice to say. And normally, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it. But I genuinely don't have anything nice to say, except that you like Madeline's performance of Mia was stellar. She did a really great job. So well done. And I'm really sorry that this is the franchise you were given to be a final girl in because you deserved so much better. Like, I'd love to see you in a Scream movie. I would love to see you in anything else. But this is dog shit, and it's so sad that it's one of my favorite franchises, and this is what's happening to it. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Sorry for being so negative for the past 15 minutes, but sometimes you just need to vent. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you agree with me, leave me a comment. Let me know how you found The Strangers Chapter 2. I personally think it was dog shit. Stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.